Good morning, Ms. Roberta Xiao, representative from Engineering Hub, Faculty of Engineering and NUS College Unit. Welcome to ENG presentation. Our group will present to you how to improve the quality of teaching in NUS. But first, let me begin by telling a story of an extraordinary woman from Long Beach, California. She was a freshly graduated teacher who teaches in English in high school in Long Beach, California. But in that community is very different from here. It's so racist that you could just get killed by walking on the street and being from different races. How ridiculous does that sound? And imagine you're supposed to teach in that kind of community. It's difficult. So she managed to get connection with the students and to feel the different kind of connection that ordinary teachers have. Let's see how she does it.
We're playing a game, alright? It's a lot of fun, I promise. Look, you can either sit your seats or you can more focus and say, either way you're in here to celebrate, okay? This is called the line game. I'm going to ask you a question. If that question applies to you, you step onto the line and then step back away to the next question. Are you ready? First question. How many of you have the new Steve dog out? Okay, back away. Okay, now I'm going to ask you a more serious question. Stand on the line if you've lost a friend to gang violence. Stay on the line if you've lost one of your friends. Three. Four or more. Okay, I'd like to pay respect to those people now. Wherever you are, just keep going. Thank you all very much. Now, I have something for each of you. Everyone has their own story, and it's important that you tell your own story and give it to yourself. So, we're going to do it. We're going to write every day in these journals. You can write about whatever you want. The past, the present, the future. You can write it like a diary, or you can write songs, poems, any good things, bad things, anything. But you have to write every day. So pen nearby whenever you feel inspiration, and they won't be graded. How can I give an A or a B for writing the truth, right? And
Observe how she connects to her students. She asks some question like, how many of you have new Snoop Dogg album? It's not even related to English at all. But she asked so that she could get that connection, she could get that emotional to her. So you might have a perfect delivery skills, you might have a perfect presentation skill, but if you can't connect to the audience, you can't get to their inner self, you can't present well. Just for an example, My teacher, he went to a non-English speaking school to teach a presentation on blocking in English. And the fact is, they don't speak English and they don't even have an email. How could you give a presentation on blocking in English? In that particular presentation, the audience was not receptive of his presentation, although he's a really good presenter. So, our point of our proposal is to bring the needs of the teaching staff and the students together to get the best out of the students in NUS. I would like to elaborate on the gist of our presentation by interviewing my teammates. I'll be the moderator and they'll be the interviewer. Interviewee. Firstly, Xing Xuan, Yan Lin, and Wen Lue. First question, how do your team find out about the problem? What's the inspiration?
Our team is ENG, as we offer engineering faculty. We all feel about that. There are sometimes we feel it's difficult to understand certain year 1 core modules. And we want to find out whether this is a popular issue for engineering students or not. Then we did a survey targeting our engineering students. And to our surprise, we found that 75% survey have shown that they have problems in understanding the teaching staff in year 1 core modules. 75%, that's a huge number. This is a real issue.
Wow, 75%, large number. From your background information, do you find what are the selection requirements of the teaching staff?
We do talk about that. We have interviewed with engineering marketing Prof. Ashra, and we found that the selection requirements for lecturers basically have 3 points. First one, he believes that a lecturer should be a good researcher as well as a good communicator, so that he or she can bring across the knowledge. The second one, the lecturer should be expert in certain field, that's for sure. And the third one, he especially stresses the importance of English. As a multicultural learning community in NUS, the English is the key to communicate. And he said, if the lecturer is hired from an English-oriented country or university, the power goes first. If not, there are certain programs or procedures to go, or they may just wait a few years back until the lecturer gains some experience in English teaching before they have to get hired in NUS. For teaching assistants, there are basically 2 points. One is the lecturer themselves, how the teaching assistants themselves. The other is, this is the program requirement for graduate students to teach. Every semester they have to spend around 20 hours to teach undergraduates.
Since the selection requirement is quite strict, what's the root cause of this problem then?
After our survey, we found that there are top 3 reasons contributing to the issue. The first one is a different pronunciation. As I mentioned, as a multicultural learning community. The different people coming from different countries have different accents, and it's usually quite hard for freshmen to fully understand each other. The second one is the complexity of the module content. To our experience, some of the engineering year 1 core modules are quite abstract. This one is required the lecturers and the teaching assistant use their own learning experience as well as the delivery skills to use real examples to illustrate those abstract content, make it easy and understandable to the students. The third one is like the lack of the engagement. This one sounds a little bit weird because we found out that certain lecturers and teacher assistants are so confident in the content they're going to deliver. They tend to be very excited and speak too fast, and sometimes only speak to themselves and ignore the audience, of course. So all these 3 contributing factors show that The progress in understanding the teaching staff in certain engineering year 1 core modules are obvious, and there's a need to improve on that.
So, what are the current measures taken by the faculty?
Of course, the engineering faculty always pay attention to the teaching quality. Currently, there are 3 measures taken for the issue. The first one is through the area forum. As we all know, every module has an area forum attached to it, and students are welcome to post the inquiries or any suggestions to the forum. But anyone make any change to the forum will be known by the rest of the class, and this may keep students from express themselves freely. The second one is through the student feedback exercise. This is usually online survey done once per semester, and it's usually at the end of the semester to give the evaluation of the teaching staff. We feel like this survey is not effective, as the end of the learning journey, students are not likely to actively participate in the survey. The third one is through the CDTL. CDTL actually offers a lot of useful workshops and peer sharing, peer teaching sessions for the improving of delivery skills, class management, stuff like that. But this one is not fully utilized for the engineering year 1 teaching staffs, so we want to further improve on that. And since I mentioned all these current measures are not effective enough, and Adobe survey is talking from year 1 to year 4 students, which means the problem was there at least 4 years ago, and the problem is here now. Without any novel solutions, any new strategies to solve the problem will continue for the next few batches. So, it's very urgent that the change is needed here.
Thank you. Next question, what's the main focus of